All right, so this one's for the people who have Airbnbs or own hotels that are near any of the stadiums that FIFA is playing any of the matches. So I have an Airbnb that's only 5 minutes away from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. The house is huge, everything is customized in there. I know because I designed it and built it myself. So generally, my place is always booked. Since FIFA was coming, we went ahead and increased the prices a little bit. It's 1 month away from the matches being played, and my place isn't booked at all for any of the FIFA games, which is insane. I also did research before I even increased the prices, and the FIFA customer that travels to another country to go watch their country play, they don't care how much things are. They usually just pay the money. It's so bad out here. I don't know, you have to tell me if y'all book or not, because I'm not booked. And if I'm a traveler and I'm coming from another country, by this time, I should know where I'm staying, because that's pretty reckless, right? For the majority of people, they're not doing that. So please let me know in the comments. Are y'all booked yet, or like, what's going on?
To do everyday people, man. It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Now, this is a problem with the Airbnb host they are having with FIFA coming to America. I think it's in Houston. Is it in Houston? It's in Texas, right? It's in Texas. I don't know. But either way, it's in America. And Airbnb hosts are not able to rent out their properties. He stated that he raised the price a little bit. Let's get into it.
The match is being played, and my place isn't booked at all for any of the FIFA games, which is insane. I also did research before I even increased the prices, and the FIFA customer that travels to another country to go watch their country play, they don't care how much things are. They usually just pay the money.
I'm noticing this is a trend for a lot of the Airbnb hosts where they're not getting booked. I got a couple of things I want to say about this, but before I get to that, notice he said he raised the price a little bit. He took his Airbnb from $1,400, I believe it was, for every 3 nights to like $4,000. So that wasn't a little bit. He tripled his price basically. And he snitched on himself when he said that the people who normally travel for FIFA World Cup spend a lot of money. So he was definitely price gouging, and other Airbnb hosts are definitely price gouging. Now, I'm looking at the situation and I'm saying, first, if you're outside of the USA and you're going to travel to the USA for the World Cup, you're probably seeing all the news and you're a little bit hesitant because FIFA is already having trouble selling the tickets. And on top of that, if people buy the tickets through FIFA, it comes with hotel accommodations. Well, they advertise hotel accommodations that come with actual amenities. So why would I go book your Airbnb for 3 times the price and I'm still going to have to travel myself there? It's just not worth it. But hey, it's early. The match is starting in about a month, I believe. But hey, man, Airbnb hosts, stop price gouging. Everybody's going through it right now.
This is an Airbnb that's just half a mile away from the stadium. The property manager told me that it was listed at $1,200 a night, but they've had to reduce that down to $312 a night.
The entire family can have breakfast.
Andrew Jean Baptiste is a short-term rental host for 17 properties in the Atlanta metro.
This was my opportunity to double my normal revenue, so that's what I did.
He says he's excited about the World Cup coming in just a couple weeks.
I have been fully booked for several months now.
Airbnb sent me a statement that reads in part, more guests are now booked to stay in host city homes during the tournament than at any event before. However, Sarah Joy, who's a property manager for 20 Airbnbs around the city, says that hasn't been her company's reality.
It was supposed to be record bookings, but we're not really seeing the demand.
She told me right now only 10 of her properties are booked.
I can't believe these Airbnb hosts actually went on the news to complain that they have not been able to price gouge for the FIFA World Cup. Now, I didn't show the whole clip, but the second lady goes on to say that she had multiple cancellations and people were saying that their visas didn't get approved and that's why she hasn't been booked. That may be one of the reasons, but let's be honest, it's the pricing. The first guy said he had to drop his prices from $1,200 a night to $300. Like, that's a significant jump. Y'all try to get over on people who are already traveling from out of the country, and you have so much competition in Atlanta because, for one, if you go on the FIFA World Cup's website, for every place that they are going to be hosted or every place that's hosting, they have partner hotels, right? And so there's an incentive to stay at the hotel that FIFA is partnered with because they're probably going to have shuttles, they're probably going to include breakfast, they probably have a specific rate, and I can assure you it's probably cheaper than the $1,200 a night that you're charging for that Airbnb. And not to mention, a lot of Airbnbs in Atlanta that will market themselves as close to downtown, 10 minutes away from downtown, 5 minutes from downtown, they're in the hood. They're in the hood and they're horrible flips. They bought this house for dirt cheap and did the most bare minimum renovations on it. And it's not a nice house. Like, you can see all the cracks. You can see all the bad finishes in the flooring. I stayed in one time. You could tell that an area that they had as a kitchen was previously a garage because it was so cold. Like, there was no insulation. Like, no, if I'm going to Atlanta, I'm just going to stay downtown. Okay, there's mad hotels that you could walk to Mercedes-Benz. There's mad hotels that you could walk to the State Farm Arena. This is not Miami, right? And I could bet you, because he says he has 17 properties, however many, I could bet you he has some properties in Miami, because that type of mindset works in Miami because Hard Rock Stadium is in a residential area and there's no Airbnbs over here. There's no hotels over here. So you can have an Airbnb far away from the stadium and it'll book. Like, it doesn't matter where you stay if you're coming here to go to the Hard Rock Stadium, because you're not going to be close to the stadium unless you just stay at Hard Rock Hotel, and that's not even that close, right? I'm glad that they're finding out, right? I'm glad. And then in the video, it goes on to say that hotels have said that they're not as booked as they expected, but they're doing fine. I'm glad that these Airbnb owners are not able to price gouge and take advantage of people and go from $300 nightly rate to $1,200, and to come on the internet or on the news and be like, oh, I thought I had an opportunity. Well, you thought wrong.
Live World Cup sales are falling dramatically short of expectations.
Really disappointed here. So 11 Alive Chase House spoke with hotel managers in Midtown who were preparing for packed rooms, but are now having to adjust those plans.
A source at one hotel tells me they projected $600,000 in revenue for the month of June. And get this, according to my source, they only have $13,000 on the books right now. But it's not just massive hotel chains affected. Some Airbnb hosts are feeling it too.
It's 1 month away from the matches being played, and my place isn't booked at all.
That's Omo Akintoy. He took to TikTok to talk about his Airbnb still not being booked ahead of the World Cup.
The loss that I'm taking right now is probably an upward in like at least $5,000, and that's just for June, and not to mention July at all.
Akintoy joined me on Zoom from D.C. He says originally he priced his 4-bedroom home that sleeps 12 for $1,100 a night, but now he's marked it down, hoping to attract tourists.
If there's an actual game, we left it around 900. There's not an actual game going on in a day, we brought it down to like around 800, like somewhere around there.
And it's not just Airbnb hosts having to cut their rates. So are some hotels.
It was like a little over $800 after taxes and fees. It was virtually $1,000.
$1,050 to be exact. That's how much Danya Elliott says she paid for a one-night stay at the Tess in Buckhead during the World Cup. Keep in mind, this reservation was made in February.
So when I heard that hotel not getting rooms booked and people were canceling, I went back online again. Same hotel room, same hotel, but it was like $300 and something.
That's close to a $700 difference just 3 months later.
I was like, what the heck? They're ripping me off. Like, that is a ripoff. To come down from $1,000 to $383, that is absurd, all because of one main event.
That hotel that I initially referred to tells me that their rates are cheaper for the World Cup in June than they were for the Super Bowl in 2019.
Did they say cheaper for the World Cup than Super Bowl? Get out of here. First of all, Super Bowl is way bigger in America. Okay? People from all around America go to the Super Bowl. Now, when you want people from all around the world, okay, it's in Atlanta. I didn't know where it was. I thought it was in Houston, but I knew it was a big city, but in Atlanta. So, you telling me you didn't anticipate a lot of people paying the $1,000 to stay in. Y'all already blew it. Once people realized that y'all was not coming down on y'all's prices, people did not go. And so guess what? People won't show up if they don't have nowhere to stay. But what I can tell you is Atlanta is 4 hours from Jacksonville, probably 2.5 hours from Mobile, Alabama. I would have took my black ass to Mobile, Alabama and had a good damn time. Drove to Atlanta to watch the game or whatever, enjoyed the festivities, and drove my ass right back over to Mobile, Alabama, where I could get a price 200%, 300%, 400% cheaper, because you only going there for one game and you can drive back. You're only there for a day or two. You're not spending the entire World Cup at this point. You're just going to see your team, your country for that time being, and then you're getting out of there. But to upcharge 4 times the amount is crazy. And then look at it, and then blame the economy. You turn around and blame the economy for this, bro. You're the economy. You're the reason the economy is ass, because you can price based on what's going on around the area. As soon as a Middle East country gets in the war, what happens to gas prices? They go up. Who controls why the gas prices go up? Not the consumers, not the people still who have to pay for the gas. It's the people who are like, well, now gas is going to be harder to get, and it's going to cost more later. So let's raise our prices now because we're going to pay for it. So once prices start coming down, they've already made that quick little extra on the front end. So when the back end start coming around and they bought this, they ended up having to pay for this expensive gas. Then all the money that they made on the cheap gas, because people never stop buying gas, that can ease off on the cost of them paying more for expensive gas than having to lower their prices when the gas is cheaper. So price gouging goes all around. But of course, right now it's Airbnb hosts and they paying for it.
I don't understand why the Airbnb hosts are confused. We told y'all, as soon as Airbnbs start to become more expensive and demanding than hotels, we're taking our behinds back to hotels. Why? Because if we're paying you thousands of dollars, we should not have to do our own housekeeping. It's no reason that I'm paying you that much and you're asking me to mop the floor, put the clothes in the washing machine, wash the dishes, take the trash out, make the bed. That is your job. That's literally why I pay you a cleaning fee on Airbnb.
She ain't lying. I'm not paying to clean up my own room. I go to a hotel. Now, I have stayed in the Airbnb. And let me tell you what the Airbnbs do, right? Okay. The Airbnb, the one I went to, didn't even have a microwave. They didn't have foil so I can cook anything in the oven. They had a washer and dryer, right? But you had to be careful because the washer and dryer could be used by the tenants next door too, but the washer and dryer was actually in our unit. So they would have to come over and be technically in our unit to wash their clothes. But you had to leave the door open. Not only that, they put this much laundry soap in there. So you was only getting one good wash if you needed to wash anything. You was only getting one good wash. If you went over, you would have had to go and buy your own laundry detergent. And you probably if you only stayed there for 3-4 days, you might need to wash one or two loads. Not a lot, but I could get why they would not put a bunch of laundry detergent in a Airbnb. But then what I understand is they use Tide. It ain't smell like Tide. It smelled like Great Value laundry detergent. It was just in a Tide bottle, which I know they refill. And they all got that room that say do not enter. It got a lock on it. That's because that's where they keep the Great Value laundry soap, and they don't want you to see it. I had a great time in my Airbnb. Shout out to my friend who hooked us up. But He wasn't an Airbnb host. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.